Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight, the FBN, the Fly-By-Night Midgets series. With the Midgets, they invade the sprint car capital of the world. We are here at the Knoxville Raceway. Good evening, Brett Wheeler, down in the production truck and also in the Ultimate Dirt TV booth, along with, for the second time this week and the second time in about 3 days, in fact, Stephen McMillan, the man behind the brains for World of Thunder. Stephen, welcome in once again to the Ultimate Dirt TV booth. Another good show, hopefully, here tonight with the Midget series at the Knoxville Raceway. And welcome in.
Well, thank you. I'm like a kid in the candy store right now. You know, it's going to be a good night.
Yeah, it certainly is going to be a good night. We are just about to wrap up the practice session. And then, of course, we're going to move into qualifying. We'll move into tonight's heat races. And then, of course, the main event. I believe it might be a 30 or 40 lap main event here tonight. But, again, the Midgets here at the Knoxville Raceway. You see a big half a mile of a racetrack. And it's big, wide, these smallish open wheel cars. Again, they have a lot of power. And, of course, the power-to-weight ratio as well, certainly going to play into effect tonight. Track starting to get a little bit slick here tonight, Steve. And, of course, once we get down to the nitty-gritty part of the night, well, it's going to be on for young and old.
It is, and I can tell you this with Trey Smith, you know, in practice running 19.153. Pretty fast for this big.
Yeah, big half a mile, of course, plenty of room. And, well, there's certainly room to go 3, 4, and even 5 wide here at the Knoxville Raceway. But we wrap things up here in the practice session. And now we are going to move into tonight's FBN Midget Series qualifying. The Midgets here at the Knoxville Raceway, the sprint car capital of the world. Brett Wheeler, Steve McMillan in the booth with you as we get set for qualifying. And Steve, who do you think's going to take out qualifying while we got a chance?
Well, you know, Trey was up front, but you know what? I'm going with Nelson just because I know you wanted to pick him earlier in the week. Let me pick Nelson.
That's cheating. That's cheating again. Righto. Alright, so it looks like the cars are going out for qualifying. Starting to see cars roll onto the racetrack right now, and one of the first cars going to get the green flag is going to be the 51 car of Benjamin Hickman. We get 2 laps around the Knoxville Raceway to set the fastest time. Then, of course, that will line up the heat races, and it looks like we are just going to have the 2 heat races. I think we had 18 or 19 drivers in the pit area for tonight. So, look, don't take away. It's still a decent field, and it's certainly going to be a decent race here tonight. I know the boys have been practicing. You know, the likes of Trey Smith, Nelson Webster, Glenn Reinhardt, Lamar, Cody Batten, the Kramer boys, Alan Tacken as well. He's going to be one to watch as well. But yeah, these guys have been practicing over the last couple of days. They've been sort of in and out of their servers and stuff like that. So, I mean, they've certainly got up to speed, and well, no doubt these boys are certainly going to put on a show.
So what do you think be the groove to run in tonight in the heat races? The bottom, the middle, or the high?
It's tough to say right now looking at the track. We're watching the number 12 car of Trey Smith, who was running probably 3/4 of the way up the racetrack, just above the slick line in turn 1 and 2. Maybe a slider line in 1 and 2, and top 3 and 4, or you know, right up, not right up near the wall, but you know, right up near that looser dirt style of stuff. So, I mean, who knows? It could be anything.
That's right. Right now, Alan Tacken is in 4.
Good mate of mine as well, and along with a lot of these drivers, I've been sort of hanging out with them the last couple of days, and giving them crap. And one driver that sort of copped a beating from me when it comes to banter is the number 71 car. We're going to keep it PG. We're going to be free Cody in the number 71 car. He's actually going to go 7th quick.
Look who's top. Look who's on top.
Yeah, no, you cheated, that's why. But yeah, Cody Batten 7th quick with a 19.919. Nelson Webster, who we spoke about, a quick time with a 19.863. Interested to see how Glenn Reinhardt goes as well. Bradley Stapler on the racetrack in turn number 3 and 4. So 18 cars, all 18 going to take a time. I do believe that Glenn Reinhardt will get a lap in. Stapler, we're going to wait for his time to come through next time by. So along with Glenn Reinhardt. So these are the only 2 drivers that are yet to take a time, but I mean, they're all trying to catch The 15 car, who actually just went quicker again with a 19.766. He's now a 10th quicker than Trey Schmidt, who sits in second. Leighton Kramer, who sits third. Austin McCall in fourth. Wade Lamar rounds out your top five. Bradley Stapler, 17th quick with a 20.521. Glenn Reinhardt with a 20.033 sits 12th quick. So all 18 cars have officially taken a time. And that's certainly going to make things interesting for the heat races coming up very shortly.
It will. You know, you got good. How it looks going to have good feel through each heat race. You know, top to the back. I mean, good drivers, good racing. It looks like it's going to be.
Right on Bradley Stapler and Glenn Reinhardt here in the number 19 car, the Tony Stewart Racing Fatheads Eyewear 19 Designs entry to finish up his lap time. And that previous lap, it should jump him up a top. Not to the top, but into the top 10, in fact, with a 19.931. So it's 8th quick, so well done to Glenn Reinhardt, Bradley Stapler as well. And that's going to conclude qualifying here from the Knoxville Raceway as Wade Lamar getting ambitious and trying to put that car already into victory lane. He does sit 5th quick, but he's still going to get through the heat races. And then, of course, the main event later on this evening. Of course, we want to thank everybody that's tuning in here on Ultimate Dirt TV, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We appreciate the support. And of course, don't forget, you can always go to our website, keep up to date with what we've got going on. And of course, keep an eye on our wonderful sponsors and what they do behind the scenes as well. Of course, a big thanks to Wicked Cushion, 19 Designs, World of Thunder Racing League, Dirt Leagues Australia, JR Productions and Media, and Black Diamond Motorsports. Keep those likes and follows coming in, guys. We appreciate it. Maddie, Seth, Jarrett, thank you very much for the likes as well. Appreciate it. Steven qualifying, done and dusted. And Nelson Webster, no surprise, he's certainly been the man to beat over the past, I'm going to say, month in the Midget series. And he certainly knows how to get it done.
Yes, he does. I mean, he's been doing it.
He has been doing it. And what he is going to do, he's going to start on pole for heat race number 1. But of course, we'll take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid for the opening of 2 heat races here this evening. And starting on pole, the guy that goes quick time here this evening, car number 15, it's going to be Nelson Webster. On the outside of the front row, in car number 18, Leighton Kramer. Inside, row number 2, out of position at number 3, it is car number 2 of Wade Lamar. On his outside, out of position at number 4, it's the hashtag Free Cody, the 71 car of Cody Batten. Inside, row number 3, out of position number 5, in car number 97, Jarrett Bolyard. Lines up alongside car number 78 of Brian Cross, out of position at number 6. Out of position at number 7, in the number 51 entry will be Benjamin Hickman. On his outside, out of position at number 8 in car number 13, it's Bradley Stapler. And your final starter in row number 5 on the inside of the back by himself in car number 28, it is R.C. Hagen. Not sure if we can get a proper name on that one, but that will be 9 cars in heat race number 1.
Well, who you going to pick? I'm going to pick a little different. I'm going to go with Wade so you can have your boy.
Webster's gonna win this one, but you know what? We're gonna go. Yeah, I don't know who I want to go with. You know what? Just because I'm gonna put the mocker on him, he's gonna be having the commentator's curse all over him. The 71 of Free Cody. I bet you he doesn't free. I bet you he doesn't break free from position 4. But we'll pick him anyway. Daniel, Jamie, thank you for the like. Robbie, thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate it. Welcome in. As Jarrett's going to cheer on Leighton Kramer, who starts on the outside of the front row, so he's got a good shot at a chance to pick up heat race number 1 victory. But of course, the man on pole. Of course, we'll go green flag next time by. Going to be 10 laps of distance. It's 5 miles, and all these cars with the track conditions at the moment, there's a good chance, Steve, we are going to visit Slide Job City tonight.
That's true. You know, and it's all going to be about the start. If Leighton could get the jump on the start of the race, you know, that could be his chance to win this race.
So the drivers make their way down the back straightaway as they went past the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. Yes, we are in the sprint car capital of the world, the Knoxville Raceway. However, the mighty Midgets are going to turn it on here for the FBN Midgets series here at the Knoxville Raceway. And we are green. And Leighton Kramer, talk about having a sleep on the start. You've gone from second to fourth, and that's only to let the guys on the inside make their way into ones, two, and three. As Nelson Webster leads Lamar down the back straight away. Jarrett Bolyard now sits in position 3. We keep an eye on Leighton Kramer along with Cody Batten. Now they're going to run side by side along with the 78 of Brian Cross. He's going to try and throw his front nerve bar into the mix here. But Kramer and Batten going to go side by side through turn number 1 and 2.
If you look at it, they're going almost 3 wide near the middle of the pack. And Cody Batten. Whoa, the 97 did a good job of clearing 2 cars. But you look at Nelson Webster, he's just pulled away with Kramer in second. Wade Lamar in third.
Yeah, Lamar sits second. Brian Cross will actually, in fact, sit third. Jarrett Bolyard will sit position number 4. But we keep an eye on that number 18 car, Leighton Kramer, who's working the inside of the racetrack through turn number 1 and 2. Trying to get by Jarrett Bolyard in the 97. Cody Batten, unfortunately, falling back to 7th spot. Kramer going to slide up, and he's going to take the line away from Benjamin Hickman. Benjamin Hickman now sits in the middle of an FRM sandwich, a front row motorsports sandwich. So good racing so far. Drivers utilising the entire racetrack here at the Knoxville Raceway. But it is all too easy out in front by nearly 1.5 seconds for your race leader, the 15 car of Nelson Webster. Wade Lamar sits second, Brian Cross third. Fourth is Jarrett Bolyard, Leighton Kramer in fifth. Benjamin Hickman 6th, Cody Batten 7th, Hagan 8th, and Bradley Stapler rounds out the 9 car field. As Hickman going to move to the outside here on Leighton Kramer down the back straightaway. Kramer going to slide up along with Cody Batten, and Hickman trying to split the difference once again. Some close racing, close quarter action here at the Knoxville Raceway.
Very close action. You know, Cody Batten falling to the middle of the pack. But, you know, keeping your nose clean sometimes pay off dividends in the future race. You know, your starting spot. But as you look at Ben Hickman, he just moved up into 5th place.
You're going to put the slider on Leighton Kramer in the number 18 car. So Benjamin Hickman into the top 5 spots. Move Leighton Kramer back to 6 and Cody Batten back to position number 7. Jarrett Bolyard in the 97 trying to get very ambitious, trying to put the big slider on, or in turns 3 and 4 on the 78 car. Brian Cross, he rides in that 3rd spot. He made some early moves in the opening part of this heat race. But watch the driver out in front, making it look all too easy at the moment as he comes out of turn number 4. He has 4 turns away from heat race number 1 victory. That is Nelson Webster. The white flag is out this time by, as he will go down past the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, down into turn number 3 and 4, rides to the low side. Out of turn number 4, Nelson Webster going to go to victory lane here in heat race number 1. Good battle going to go on for the minor placing. Second going to be Wade Lamar. Third will be Brian Cross, Jarrett Bolyard, Benjamin Hickman, Leighton Kramer, Cody Batten, Hagan, and Bradley Stapler. The 9 cars to finish this one, Steve. Opening heat race. Very, very interesting. And drivers utilising the entire racetrack.
That's correct. And it was racy. I mean, you know, the battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th was just awesome. I mean, they were sliding it, doing slide jobs of one another. I mean, they were throwing it in there. I mean, it's good drivers.
All right, we'll take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid. Yes, James Rice, life is like a box of chocolates.
Alrighty. On your front row in car number 12 would be Trey Smith. On his outside be the number 17 of Austin McCarl. On your second row is the 23 of Alan Tacken. Outside of him, number 19 of Glenn Reinhardt. On your third row inside is the 181 of Brent Hobson. On outside of him be Bryce Kramer. Jeffrey Bradshaw and Jake Eckerson and Brandon Steele bringing up the rear.
All right, there we go. 9 cars in a heat race number 2 once again. Of course, that was a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid. Folks, we're just going to take a short little break here for 1 sec. Give me 20 seconds. All right, we are back here from the Knoxville Raceway, the FBN Midgets Series. The fly-by-night Midgets here at the Knoxville Raceway, the sprint car capital of the world. Again, heat race number 2. We're about to send them loose with Trey Schmidt and Austin McCall on the front row. Alan Tacken and Glenn Reinhardt in row number 2. Green flag is out here at the Knoxville Raceway. Tacken going to get stuck on the bottom side of the racetrack. McCall came down. Here goes Glenn Reinhardt going to go through the middle. Look at Brent Hobson trying to make it 3 wide. Tacken going to take that line away going into turn number 3. Reinhardt slides up in front of Tacken. Where does Tacken go on the exit of turn number 4? He sticks in behind the number 19 car. He's going to go down to the low side into turn number 1 and 2. But Reinhardt closing the door. Trey Smith, your race leader.
I mean, look at them go. I mean, they're racing all over this track. And really, now everybody's moving up more to the high side, the high line, for the run coming off into the front straight. This is Glenn Reinhardt now. It's not under attack anymore as he's starting to try to close in a little bit on Trey Smith.
Yeah, Trey Smith, your race leader, leads by a couple of car lengths down into turn number 3 and 4 here for the 3rd time in heat race number 2. Tacken moves back down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Reinhardt up top on the exit of turn number 4. They'll switch lines down the front straight away going into turn number 1 and 2. Reinhardt starting to run the slide line. We've got Austin McCall. We've got some trouble there at the back. He's going to be back on pit road. Also Jeffrey Bradshaw as well. He's a fair way behind, but go back towards the front of the field right now. Glenn Reinhardt slowly starting to close the gap on your race leader, Trey Schmidt, into turn number 1 and 2. Alan Tacken going to make his way on the 3/4 of the way up the racetrack, so not right up against the wall, not right up against that cushion, just below it where the looser dirt is right now. And that's where Tacken seems to be running. But, again, that slider line is certainly coming into play.
That's right. That's where Glenn's making up his time, going into, especially into turn 1. But he seems to be losing time when he exits turn 2.
Reinhardt down to the low side once again into turn number 3 and 4. So no Taylor as they make their way out of turn number 4. 6 laps in the books for your race leader, Trey Schmidt. Looking to start on pole, or looking to start on the outside of the front row, I should say, in tonight's main event. But Reinhardt looking to make it a Tony Stewart Racing front row. Can he get that job done? We'll find out in 3 laps time. But Trey Schmidt at the moment, he's looking good, but again, pressure from the number 19 car is certainly going to put some doubts and some different thoughts in the mind of that number 12 machine.
It definitely is. But you look at Glenn, I mean, he's committed to the slider line. I mean, he knows he can catch them. It's just maintain it coming off the turn.
Yeah, again, the slider line versus the top side or even the bottom side of the racetrack. You know, they both got their... Sorry, it's going off in the background. That's not unusual this time of day, but the slider line, again, it's all about the momentum, entry into the corner, and then, of course, that exit speed. And that exit speed is really what's helping that FRM number 12 machine of Trey Smith, who right now has just gotten the white flag out of turn number 2. He's just got 2 turns away from putting the number 12 on the front row. Reinhardt going to move down to the 3 and 4 into the slider line. Once again, Alan Tacken will follow suit. But out of turn number 4, ladies and gentlemen, Trey Smith going to get the win along with Glenn Reinhardt in 2nd, Alan Tacken in 3rd. 4th is going to be Brent Hobson. 5th is going to be Brandon Steele, Bryce Kramer, Jeffrey Bradshaw, Jake Erickson, and Austin McCall. Cody Batten, that's not nice, buddy. Come on. Just because you're not free just yet, and look, I'll tell you off here, but we've got a new saying every time Cody's in a Discord. All right, looks like we are going to have a pole shuffle, I believe. Let's take a look, and or it might even be a trophy dash. Let's find out from race control. I think it's been 3 weeks since I last done one of these, but I think they might be doing a pole shuffle. And what did you make of the pole shuffle the other night with the Nora race?
I actually liked it. I mean, it's talented. It's driver versus driver, and made the best driver dominate to be on the pole.
Is it
It's
something?
excitement.
Is it something that you could see maybe World of Thunder doing, or are you happy with how you have your dash lineup and whatnot? Hello, Steve.
Me personally, I won't do it because everybody, these two leagues do it, and I want to be a little bit different, like they want to be a little bit different. And I can tell you this: the pole shuffle is something to be proud of, and just like how we do the dash on ours, is something for us to be proud of. So if I was, I won't do it, but I'm glad they're doing it. It's
All right, so it looks like we've got a couple of cars coming out onto the racetrack right now. We got the 78 car of Brian Cross. I think he finished third in heat number 1, if I'm not mistaken. So he should take on the driver that finished third in heat race number 2. And I can tell you that's not hashtag free Cody, because Cody, as I said, went backwards in that earlier heat race. And again, he's absolutely copping a hammering right now. It looks like
well, there's a lot more than 2 cars.
yeah. Okay, so they'll be doing the dash. Of course, Webster and Schmidt on the front row, and then you'll have Lamar, and it should be Reinhardt, and then Cross and Aaron Tacken in the 23. We are missing Glenn Reinhardt, who is this is the second time in 3 days, and Glenn needs to pick up his act here. He needs to get out onto the racetrack. Let's go, Glenn. Come on. The field's waiting for you, brother. The field is waiting. Okay, so
I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to take Trey to win this.
I'll make a better deal with you. You can't pick anyone on the front 2 rows. There you go. Who do you want? Cross or Tacken?
I'll take Cross.
That's not fair. I don't want Tacken. That's all right. You know what? I'll take Tacken. He'll crash anyway. Look, Alan's a good mate of mine, along with a lot of these drivers in here. So this is your FBN Midget Series dash. Nelson Webster, Trey Schmidt on the front row. Wade Lamar, Glenn Reinhardt in row number 2. Row number 3 going to be Brian Cross and Alan Tacken. 6 laps the distance here in the dash. How they finish this one is how they will line up in the first 6 spots in the main event. And of course, already drivers trying to switch lines going into turn number 1 and 2, but it will be Nelson Webster who leads down the back straight away. Wade Lamar going to quickly move into 2nd spot. Trey Schmidt in 3rd. Reinhardt puts a slider on Cross. Cross going to turn it back underneath him now on the exit of turn number 4, and down the front straight away they go into 1 and 2. Cross with a slide job on Reinhardt. He battle on for 4th and 5th right now, and Alan Tacken rounds out the 6-car field. Lap 1 in the books. Wade Lamar and Trey Schmidt go to the bottom side of the racetrack. In fact, they run the slider line through 1 and 2. I think Wade Lamar might be onto something here.
I think he is. I mean, he's catching up. And look at him. 3, 4, 5, almost 3 wide there.
Yeah, Brian Cross, Trey Schmidt, Glenn Reinhardt, Alan Tacken as well. So the 4 cars that bring up behind the top 2 right now, they are going at it tooth and nail. Tacken going to move to the inside on Glenn Reinhardt into turn number 1 and 2. He goes for the slider. He's got to be careful because you have to really pick and choose your marks on where you throw the slider. Meanwhile, Trey Schmidt now starting to come back up on the outside. Wade Lamar slides up in front of him. And again, Brian Crossing. Oh, he's on the cushion. He's all over the place. He's going to go back and he's going to put it up on 2 wheels. But the battle on for 2nd and 3rd with 2 laps to go. Webster, he's starting to pull away from the field. But Wade Lamar and Trey Schmidt going to continue to go side by side into turn number 3. Lamar sticks down to the low side. Trey Schmidt going to work back to the outside of the racetrack. White flag is in the air, I believe.
I mean, this is good racing all the way around. Wow. and that was the end of the race.
Alright, so I was 1 lap behind. Maybe I miscounted 1 lap. But we know the number 15 car, the Tony Stewart Racing Fatheads Highway number 15 car, will start on pole for tonight's main event. Second, I'm not sure whether Schmidt got that over Wade Lamar. Did you catch the end of that one? I wasn't sort of paying attention, not going to lie.
I didn't catch if he got it at the end, but I can tell you this. You didn't make a mistake. Maybe they made a mistake.
Yeah, you know what? It's hashtag David's fault. That's what we're going to go with. Hashtag David's fault. It's always David's fault, no matter what. Anyhow, that's going to wrap the FBN Midget Series Dash up. And next on the program will be the main event. Of course, I believe we're going to let these drivers go out onto the racetrack just for a few moments' time. So what we'll do is we'll take this opportunity to step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV and come back with your main event. Of course, we do want to thank our sponsors before we go any further. Just a big thanks to Wicked Cushion, 19 Designs, World of Thunder iRacing League, Dirt Leagues Australia, JR Productions and Media, Black Diamond Motorsports, and everybody else that helps out as well. We'll take a quick break and come back on the other side of this. You're watching the FBN Midget Series live on your home for Dirt Track Racing, Ultimate Dirt TV.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Alright, good evening and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Ultimate Dirt TV. We're not too far away from rolling into tonight's 30-lap main event for your FBN, the Fly-By-Night Midget Series here at the Knoxville Raceway. Brett Wheeler and Stephen McMillan in the Ultimate Dirt TV booth with you tonight. Stephen, we've seen qualifying 2 heat races and the trophy dash just then. The track is starting to get a little bit tricky right now But 30 laps, a long way around the Knoxville Raceway, especially for the Midgets.
You know, my question is anybody got anything for Nelson? I mean, I'm looking at the best times, the fastest times out there. You know, Alan Tacken is second, but I mean, Nelson, I mean, it's just bliss.
And he's certainly got that number 15 car hooked up and on a rail and on a dime, can put it anywhere where he wants to at the moment. Of course, like I said, we are just about to roll into our 30-lap main event. And if you're joining us here for the first time, if you're a regular watcher here on Ultimate Dirt TV, thank you very much for your continued support. As we now move into tonight's feature event, we'll take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid. Of course, the first 6 positions going to be jumbled up just a little bit, but from memory, we'll keep an eye out on who starts where. And of course, position 7 on back through to 18 will be correct. And we've got a little 4-wide salute coming, but let's take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid. Alright, your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid. We know Nelson Webster in car number 15 will start on pole. I believe Trey Schmidt in car number 12 will start position number 2. At a position 3 will be the 2 car of Wade Lamar. I was told Alan Tacken in the number 23 car will start position number 4. Position 5 is going to be Brian Cross with Glenn Reinhardt out of position number 6. Starting position 7 in car number 97, Jarrett Bolyard. Out of position number 8 in the 181, it's Brent Hobson. Out of position number 9 in car number 51, Benjamin Hickman. Out of position 10, the 5 of Big Bad, Brandon Steele. Leighton Kramer in car number 18 will start position number 11. Out of position 12 in car number 10, it's Bryce Kramer. Out of position 13, the free Cody 71 car of Cody Batten lines up alongside the 114. Out of position 14, that's Jake Erickson. Out of position 15, the 28 car of RC Hagan. Out of position 16, the 88 car of Jeffrey Bradshaw. And your final row inside, in the 9th row in car number 13, Bradley Stapler will start position 17. And rounding up the 18 car field in car number 17, it's going to be Austin McCall. The iRacing green flag will come next lap by. However, we are not going to go green until lap number 5. Of course, we're going to get the drivers from the dash lined up into their correct positions. And Steve, something that you do on a regular basis is a 4-wide salute. How cool is it, not only when you're watching, but when you're as a driver as well, what it's like to be rolling around 4 wide?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, it takes a lot of people have to listen to you first off to make sure it goes correctly, where to split off. But I mean, it's an awesome sight to see, and it's very hard to do because a lot of people either run on one screen. Some of them run on one screen. You can't really see the people beside you, so it takes a lot of talent to do.
All right, so that was, you just heard the green flag coming over the one-way communication system here from iRacing, and the spotter, that is not the green flag to start the race. Of course, you'll see just underneath the top left of the iRacing logo, 1 of 35. I can tell you that it's going to be a 30-lap main event. Of course, the first 5 laps to get the drivers into their correct positions. So Tacken will start 4. Reinhardt will start 5th, and Brian Cross will start position 6. I think I had those guys mixed up in your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid. But as the field slowly pace their way through turn number 3 and 4 at the moment, they should get the signal this time by to show you the most awesome sight in all of motorsports.
As they start to fill in with the 4 wide, the front row definitely is 4 wide. We're just waiting for a couple of people to move.
Yeah, it looks like we're going 4 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, but now we're starting.
Hey, they tried.
Hey, look, it's tough to do, especially when you're the guys in the middle as well. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, as they make their way into turn number 3 and 4. Your FBN Fly-By-Night Midget Series are 4 wide here at the Knoxville Raceway. As their salute to you, the fans, for watching here on Ultimate Dirt TV. as the drivers are 4 wide. There is no better sight in all of motorsports. Again, very tough to do under power. These cars very, very twitchy, but these drivers have done a fantastic job, and they will break formation right now from 4 wide.
When they do 4 wide, these cars want to push to the right, and it's okay 2 or 3 wide, but when you got 4 cars at slow speed, I mean, it's hard to make.
Yeah, it certainly is, but the drivers have made their way back into the double row of conga line, 2 by 2 by 2, all the way down. Well, 2 cars side by side in 9 rows. Again, green flag next time by, not this time by, but the following time by, because as you can see on the top left, 4 of 35. We don't go green until lap 5 of 35, and that will mean that we get hopefully 30 green flag laps in here at the Knoxville
Well, let me
Raceway.
ask you this. Shouldn't it be completion of lap 5 to get 30 laps?
Yes, so right now,
Actually,
right now they're on lap 4 or 5. So once they go past the start-finish line this time by, that'll be 4 laps completed. So when they go next time by, it'll be lap 5 of 35. So that way they get 30 and not 31 laps. But I'm happy to do 31 as well. We're going to go 31 laps. Don't worry about 30. 31, well, let's get dirty for 30 plus 1 as Nelson Webster going to lead the field down into turn number 1 and 2 for the first time here in tonight's main event. Wade Lamar now sits in position number 2. Trey Schmidt in 3rd. 4th is going to be Glenn Reinhardt with Alan Tacken rounding out your top 5. Reinhardt once again putting the pressure on Trey Schmidt. I felt like he's put the pressure on Trey Schmidt the entire 9 here. Schmidt going to go to the top side into turn number 1 and 2. Oh, Trey Schmidt, Alan Tacken, I told you he was going to crash. And Alan Tacken goes for a big ride, and the yellow flag flies. Oh, that number 23 car will take a look at your wicked cushion instant replay. And unfortunately, no fault of Alan Tacken's, and I'll happily say that when I did tell him that he was going to crash, so now I kind of feel bad for him. But the number 23 car, wrong place at the wrong time. Trey Smith just got a little too sideways on the entry to turn 1 and 2. Tacken got into the side of him, and then Brian Cross comes in, and unfortunately he's going to finish off that number 23 car. And again, we'll take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports onboard cameras here. They have multiple angles here of Alan Tacken going upside down and taking a wild ride in these midget cars. And when you go upside down, when you see sky dirt very, very quickly, you might as well just hang on.
That's right. Just hang on for dear life. And, the person I'm looking at right now, Ben Hickman's up to 5th place, started 9th. So he's passed 4 cars.
See what, Brian Cross was lucky to drive away from that one without too much damage. Still sitting as we come back live. The live pictures right now. He's sitting in 9th spot. Unfortunately, Tacken is going to end up on the back of the virtual tow truck. And the lights will be off on your iRacing.com official page truck. And well, we're going to have 24 to go, 26 to go. I'm trying to count. 26 we should have.
As they start to double them up, going out turn number 2. Nelson Webster and Wade Lamar. Wade just can't be caught sleeping if he wants to win this race. He has to be on his toes. But they're entering turn 3 right now.
Lead us to the green.
Hey, the pace car pull off. Nelson Webster will lead him to green. Green flags out as Wade Lamar got caught sleeping. And Glenn Reinhardt starting to attack in the bottom, moves up to 2nd place. Here comes Wade Lamar going back underneath him, coming down the back straightaway. Wade Lamar would run the slide line, and he will move back into 2nd place. And we have beating and banging going on in the back, and we got look like one car upside down.
Yeah, that's Hagen in the 28 car upside down. Just out of nowhere. Just again, we'll take a look at your wicked cushion instant replay on this one. go back a little further on that restart into turn number 1 and 2. He was working the bottom side. They went 3 wide. He caught the inside, the infield berm. That picked up the front end. He got on the gas. He come up into the 18th car of Kramer. And then going into turn number 3 and 4, I think it was the... Looks like the 181 car of... No, it's not the 181 car. Trying to find out who's in that red car, the 84 maybe? Jake Erickson, in fact, it was the 114 car who got into the side. I'm just trying to... So many cars, there were 3 and 4 wide. It's just so hard to keep track of who is where right now. They're just all trying to jostle for those positions. But yeah, Jake Erickson come up into the side of Hagen. And of course, again, Brian Cross just caught at the wrong place at the wrong time. And you got to start to feel sorry for the number 78 machine. He might have a bullseye on the car, and well, certainly the people are trying to take advantage of that bullseye.
That's right. Let's see if Wade Lamar won't get caught sleeping this time. I mean, he was a little late on the gas on the last restart.
Yeah, you really got to be on the ball, especially with Nelson Webster, who is starting on pole, of course, at inside row. Once again, looking to get the jump on the outside row out of turn number 4. 22 laps to go here in the main event, so 8 complete. Nelson Webster got a good start. Oh, of course, he is the lead car. Lamar going to work to the outside of the racetrack along with Trey Schmidt. Here comes Glenn Reinhardt back to the inside into turn number 1 and 2, but down the back straightaway. Trey Schmidt in the 12 car in that FRM black, green and grey. Number 12 working to the outside. He gets on the outside. We'll pick up position number 3 on the number 19 car of Glenn Reinhardt. So Trey Schmidt
turns around.
Oh, Brent Hobson in the 181 car around. Let's take a look at your wicked cushion instant replay. And we got another car upside down, yeah. But they got back on all fours. It looks like it was the 10 car of Bryce Kramer. Let's take a look here at the 181 car of Brent Hobson as we are under yellow for the 3rd time this evening. And just got into the back of the 17 car of Austin McCall. He turned around. And there's a slider there that looked like it went just a little bit wrong now on the number 10 car of Bryce Kramer. I'll try and pick who that was. In fact, there was contact. And it looks like it might have been the 51 car of Benjamin Hickman as well. So, again, this track very difficult at the moment for these drivers. They're not getting a lot of laps in.
Well, I can tell you this. They have so much horsepower in these little bitty cars. I mean, they're on the gas. I mean, you know, front end wants to lift. I know if I was driving one of these, I'd be in the air every 2 seconds flipping down the front straightaway, back straightaway, and out of the ballpark.
I can tell you, I've been driving these midget cars quite a bit lately, and with a lot of these guys, with the likes of Webster, Lamar, Trey Schmidt, Glenn, even with Free Cody, Cody Batten as well. Who else is in there? Bryce Kramer's there as well. Alan Tacken. Alan just crashes every race, but that's beside the point. I mean, that's just a bit of good banter between Al and I, and like I said, we are good mates, so I know he can take it. But yeah, I was driving these cars yesterday and the day before here with these guys. It's a very tough track. You've really got to keep the car nice and straight. The way that I found it was, tough to get through turn number 1 and 2. If you enter wrong on the top side of the racetrack in these cars, there's every chance that you're going to end up upside down. So you kind of need to enter low and maybe try and slide up to the cushion and catch that cushion, by the time you get that run.
That's right, and looks like lights are out, and they're going to go single file restart as Nelson Webster will lead them out of turn number 4. He gets on the gas, and he gets the jump as Wade Lamar. He catches him sleeping a little bit. Trey Schmidt in the middle, but look at Glenn Reinhardt moving up to 30, almost at the second. Here comes Trey back underneath the bottom. Side by side, it'd be Wade Lamar, Trey Schmidt.
Now behind them as well, you got Cody Batten in the 71 and the 97 of Jake Bolyard as well. They're all over the back of the 19 car of Glenn Reinhardt. We got another car flipping wildly at the back. I believe that's the 13 car, Bradley Stapler. And that's going to put him out of
Oh, look at
contention.
this. Cody, someone went upside down under caution.
Might have been the 19 car looking at the standings here, but there is the wreck here from Bradley Stapler. That's a massive wreck as we go on board here. And again, just catching the cushion, the grip roll, and that sends him for a massive tumble through turn 1 and 2. I guess he's trying to get in the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame in the museum, but I think that's the wrong way to go about it.
It is, and you've seen Glenn Reinhardt does exit the race as he was involved in a little bit flip after the caution.
And again, we'll keep an eye on the 13 car, and then we'll move to Glenn Reinhardt right now. He just slid up in front of the 12 car of Trey Schmidt, and Trey got on the brakes, but again, it was just that slider going into turn number 3, and unfortunately for Glenn, he ends up upside down. And that puts a little bit of a damper on the Tony Stewart Racing cars, who were running 1, 2, and potentially 3 as well. But well, with Glenn Reinhardt now out of the picture, it's all left up to Nelson Webster and Wade Lamar, Trey Schmidt, who sits in 3rd spot, Jarrett Bolyard, Cody Batten, who rounds out your top 5, Austin McCarr, Jeffrey Bradshaw, Benjamin Hickman, Brian Cross, and Leighton Kramer, your top 10. We go back to Jake Erickson, Brandon Steele, Brent Hobson, and Bryce Kramer. 14 cars, so 4 cars have exited the racetrack so far, and all 4 cars, Steve, have gone upside down.
That's right. I mean, these cars get a little bit of tap. I mean, 9 times out of 10, they're going upside down. Takes a lot to save these cars.
Yeah, we're with 12 laps to go this time by. The lights are out on your iRacing.com official pace truck. The FBN Midget Series, the fly-by-night Midgets here at the Knoxville Raceway. The pace truck going to move to the infield. And Nelson Webster once again going to lead us into the front straight away. Green flag is back out. And look at the 17 car of Austin McCall, who started in position number 18, I believe it was. He's looking for a top 5 at the moment, but there's still a little bit to go in this race, so there's certainly a chance that he can make a run at your top 5 right now. But into turn number 3 and 4 we go. Lamar rolling right through the middle of the racetrack. Trey Smith, there goes Cody Batten, and the 97 of Jarrett Bolyard as well. They're going to continue to battle it out for 4th and 5th. And with now, here comes Austin McCall. You got a 3-car battle. Batten and McCall slide him on Bolyard. Bolyard turns it back underneath.
And look at that. And I'm watching the back of the pack, and there's action all over this track. They're going side by side. You got Ben Hickman and Kramer side by side, and you got Brandon Steele trying to catch up to them. A lot of great action going on.
Yeah, Bolyard just got into the cushion into turn number 1 and 2 after Batten put the slider on him. As now here comes Bolyard with the slider. Look at Austin McCall running the cushion. Got the car up on 2 wheels. Batten now back underneath Jarrett Bolyard. This is your battle for 4th and 5th right now. Your top 3, well, they're pretty much secured at the moment. As long as they can keep the wheels turning and keep the car nice and straight. Cody Batten now will move into position number 4. Jarrett Bolyard rounds out your top 5. And you go back to Austin McCall. Brian Cross as well. Again, he was caught up in those 2 accidents, the opening 2 cautions, and he's making a run back towards your top 5. Sits in position 7. Oh, Jarrett Bolyard, massive ride in the number 97 car. That was huge. We'll take a look at your wicked cushion instant replay.
That's like a body slam.
Taking a look at your wicked cushion instant replay, and I believe it was a wicked cushion that caught him in the number 97 machine. And no, in fact, it was just a flat out got wheeled Austin McCall. Let's take a look.
And he's giving the EOL. He'd be starting at the rear at this restart.
Yeah, that was a massive wheel. You see the car coming in to the left of your screen there. And of course, when right rear meets left front in these Midgets cars, especially when you're so close on the cushion, there is all but no chance of getting away from that one. And just look at just how quickly you see Sky Dirt. Again, these onboard, the Black Diamond Motorsports onboard cameras at the moment, they are on point and just catching all the action.
That's awesome camera work. Awesome. The lights are still on the pace truck. Allowed everybody to get back up to the field.
Yeah, that was a hard hit there. Thankfully, it's just a... Now, take this how you would. Because some people might not enjoy it, but thankfully it's just a game. And he's able to... And again, no pun intended here to my end, but he's able to walk away from that one and get a new car. Lights are out on the iRacing.com official page track. If we see a yellow from here on out, it will end under yellow. But let's hopefully we can get the final 4 laps in.
Wade Lamar has to capture in this jump. Has to. And he's not sleeping that bad as last time, but he's on it. But look at Nelson Webster just starting to pull away a little bit, but Wade Lamar in the slider line, catching him, coming down turn number 2. Falling back a little bit as third place with Trey Smith, Cody Batten, and Brian Gross, top 5. Whoa, look at there. Wade Lamar getting the back of Nelson Webster, allowing Trey Smith to move up into second.
Cody Batten, Brian Cross going to make their way in battle for the top 3 or third spot on the racetrack. Trey Smith hangs on to that one. Wade Lamar holding on to second to make their way into turn number 3 and 4. 2 sticks in the air. The popsicle sticks are out for Nelson Webster in the number 15 car, and the caution is out. Unfortunately, we are going to end under yellow flag conditions here at the Knoxville Raceway. Not sure. That might have been the 181 car of Brent Hobson, but it won't matter because, ladies and gentlemen, Nelson Webster is going to victory lane here at the Knoxville Raceway.
You know, Wade had that one chance, you know, coming out of turn number 4 when him and Nelson kind of locked it up together.
Yeah, he really had to be on the ball on that one as we got our drivers already ready for an interview, but we'll wait until they cross the start-finish line as they make their way out of turn number 4 right now, and there it is. The checkered flag is being thrown behind your iRacing.com official page track. Let's take a look at your JR Productions and Media finishing results. Nelson Webster will lead from start to finish and bring the broom to the Knoxville Raceway. No matter how slick it is, he has just absolutely dusted this field. He will clean sweep tonight. He gets the win in car number 15. Teammate of his, Wade Lamar, comes home in second with Trey Schmidt. Rounding out your top 3. Home in 4th is going to be Cody Batten. Brian Cross, who had an unfortunate start to the night, will recover back to a 5th place finish. Benjamin Hickman home in 6th. Jeffrey Bradshaw in 7th. 8th will be Leighton Kramer. 9th is going to be No BS of Brandon Steele. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be the 10 car of Bryce Kramer. We have a look over the page at our final 8 finishes. In 11th is going to be Brent Hobson. Home in 12th will be Austin McCall. Jarrett Bolyard in the number 97 comes home in 13th. Jake Erickson in 14th. 15th was Bradley Staple. Again, Glenn Reinhardt in 16th. R.C. Hagan in 17th. And Alan Tacken home in 18th spot. We'll go down to victory lane and chat with the drivers here. First, second, and third here on Ultimate Dirt TV. And we'll chat amongst those drivers and see how they're feeling right now as we go straight into victory lane. Let's hopefully his so-called headset hasn't died. Tonight, Nelson, you've got a copy this time, hopefully.
Yes, sir.
Oh, praise the good Lord that the headset hasn't died. Hey, bud, first of all, congratulations on the win here tonight. It was a bit of a long race with a couple of yellows, but, I mean, you know, you certainly had some speed there in that number 15 car.
Yeah, I would definitely like to have seen more green laps. I filled the tank up and was hoping we could have pulled that off, but at the end of the day, just glad to get the
track. From our end, from our vantage point, the track looked very, very tricky. I mean, where did you feel comfortable, and what did you think the track was, going to do going into that feature event after that heat in the trophy dash?
I felt like the slider line was going to be pretty promising, pretty safe, especially being out in front. And then I tried the bottom a little bit, and if you could hit it right, it was definitely a little bit faster. So I kind of tried to stick to that and missed it a few times. Luckily, my teammate Wade was behind me and didn't run me over when I.
I don't know what it is, what's going on that in that Tony Stewart racing camp, but lately over the past, I'm going to say sort of month, that 15 cars, no matter what you drive, whether it's a sprint car or a midget, you always seem to find yourself at the front end getting these wins. What's been the secret to success over the past month?
I think it's just, well, mostly the midget sprint cars. I haven't really been running much or winning much, but the midget's just kind of what we mostly run when we're just screwing around during the day. So I guess right now it's just kind of what I'm most comfortable in and fastest.
All right, picked up a win on Wednesday night, and you didn't want to chat to us then. You say your headset died, but glad to chat to you in Victory Lane here at the Knoxville Raceway tonight. But of course, before we let you get out of here, sponsors, shout-outs, all that good stuff. Who makes the wheels turn on the 15 machine?
Well, it did die, just so you
That
know.
way.
Got this new wireless deal and just not used to it. But yeah, just got to thank teammates at TSR. Congrats to Wade on picking up second place, and Glenn had some bad luck there, but he was up there in the front with us too. And thanks to Fatheads Eyewear, Drew Neal at 19 Designs, and you in the booth here, and Trey for putting the league on.
All right, there we go. Nelson Webster there home in first place here tonight. We'll send it down, and we'll send it over to Steve McMillan, who chats with Wade Lamar home in second.
Wade Lamar, good run. Tell us how your car was handled. Maybe. Wade, you there?
Don't tell me it's another one of these headset issues. Wade, you got a copy. All right, I'll tell you what. We'll go and chat with.
We'll move it to right.
Yeah, we'll bring in our third place runner here tonight, Trey Smith. Trey, third place runner here tonight. You start on the front row. You certainly had a chance. You had your chances, but of course those starts were not helping you.
No, the track was a little bit tricky there. So Nelson just had a little edge on us. But my car was coming on at the end there. There's too many cautions.
Looking back at it now, I mean, what could you have done differently, to get that car rolling earlier on, whether it be a setup adjustment or a driver, or I mean, what could be done differently to maybe up one or two more spots on the podium?
Just probably just hit the line perfect. If you want to beat Nelson and Wade and Glenn, you got to hit your line. And I got my setups right there. I was getting Wade right there at the end. I finally got a line on him. My momentum was taking me past him down the straightaway, and it was creeping past. But I don't think I had anything for Nelson. But the bad luck halfway through that race, the caution came out early, and I'm not sure what happened with Glenn, but he came all the way up into me, and I was out of the throttle the whole time, and so that sucks. It took him out of contention, but there was really nothing I could do about that one.
All right.
Other than that,
You talk about hitting your lines perfectly. I mean, where was the preferred line? Because it was kind of tricky whether you could run the slider line, stay down the bottom, or really run on the ragged edge and run up on that cushion. I mean, where did you think the fastest line was?
to me, I liked it right on the cushion the whole time. The slider line, my car's loose going in, so the slider line, I don't really care for the slider line a whole lot. Plus, it just opens up people to get to your bumper and stuff, and so just stay up safe by the wall and get it wound up and get your momentum coming off the corner. And that's what I was making it happen at the end there, but cautions killed us tonight. Pretty miserable.
Well, third place run here tonight in the number 12 machine. Congratulations on that one. But of course, before we let you get out of here, we'll hand the mic over to you. Thank you for your people, sponsors, all those good stuff.
Yeah, I just got to thank my team practicing and playing with us every night, and the TSR team. We're like brother and sister teams here. We race together every bit quicker, and we got to thank you for putting this on and making the series a little bit better with the awesome commentary you come up with. So always a pleasure.
Alright, Trey Schmidt, they're home in third place. We'll try and chat with Wade Lamar. Wade, you got a copy? Wade, check 1 2 for Wade Lamar.
We're 1 for 1. You know, I got one and you got one that wouldn't answer.
Well, yep, that will do it. Unfortunately, Wade Lamar, I'm not going to be able to chat with him, of course. He's in the Tony Stewart Racing Fatheads Eyewear 19 Designs entry, so a big thanks to those guys for supporting those drivers in that team. Steve, what final thoughts here from the Knoxville Raceway before we wrap things up?
Well, final thoughts. I think this was a great race. I mean, it was a lot of cautions, but I mean, your front people in the front, they were at it. They were putting slide jobs on one another. Good racing overall. What a great.
All right, well, that will wrap us up here from the Knoxville Raceway, the sprint car capital of the world, the Midget Series, the FBN Fly-By-Night Midget Series, invaded Knoxville, Iowa, as they turned on a great showing here at the Knoxville Raceway, of course. As you heard, Trey Smith, of course, the cautions killed that race tonight, but unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes don't take away from the fact that over the previous month or so, we've had some fantastic racing from these guys. Again, a big thanks to Trey Schmidt and all the guys at the FBN Midget Series for putting it on. Of course, a massive thanks to our sponsors here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Of course, a big thanks to Wicked Cushion, 19 Designs, World of Thunder Racing League, Dirt Leagues Australia, JR Productions and Media, and Black Diamond Motorsports. Without their support, none of this would be possible. On behalf of Stephen McMillan, myself, Brett Wheeler in the booth tonight, all the admin behind the scenes here on Ultimate Dirt TV and the entire management, we say farewell and good night from the Knoxville Raceway, and well done to Nelson Webster, who goes to victory lane.